So I just finished doing a recording of a couple of friends of mine at this beautiful place called Tierra Alta, I think. It is so beautiful. They have photography and art pictures inside, and I didn't want to disrespect the artist by taking pictures, so I didn't. I took some pictures of the outside. But it's a really cool little spot up here in the Foothills area of Tucson. So I thought I would. There's a resort up here that I used to do events at. And so I was familiar with the place, but it's really cool to see how far they've come in making it even nicer than it's has been in the past. So it's a really cool little wine and tapas place. I would love to try their homemade bread and avocado seasoned oils. Yeah, so I don't know, it's just super cool. Plus it was an acoustic set, and I always feel like acoustic sets are more of a intimate kind of sound than when you have the whole band. I do like, of course, the whole band sound, but it is cool to switch to something that you're not always surrounded by, I guess. So, and I saw some people that the band or the acoustic set guys, Jeff and Joe, I got to see other people that we both know. So that was cool. You know, it's just great to go out and support artists like that, because it is difficult it's just difficult to make a living being a musician in general. But then, so anyways, tonight was really great. We're gonna go home. I went to pick up Smokey, and I ended up staying there for like ever. I ended up staying for like a couple hours just chatting with Katie and catching up on stuff. And so I literally got way off schedule for my exchanges. So instead of either waiting until late tonight to do an exchange, I decided
East Hog Verde Road for half a mile.
I decided that I would just keep the fluid in, and then I'm going to go ahead and go home right now and do an exchange. But tonight is actually really nice. It is, I feel like
Stay on East Hog Verde Road.
It's much cooler tonight than it even was this morning when I started to do laundry. So
Quarter mile, turn right onto North Cantano Road.
if we end up going to a couple of outside events, it won't be so terrible, because boy, that humidity just hits and you just feel like smothered. And I'm glad to get home to check on Mr. Smokey. I'm sure he's fine. I do have to make sure that when I leave that I put Marshall up, because I know that Smokey won't viciously want to attack him, but I don't know that he won't become curious and want to play with Marshall. And the playing with Marshall would end up being him chewing on him.
Cantano Road for 1.5 miles.
So I just have to be vigilant to make sure that I put Marshall in his cage, which is outside on the porch, which is safe and the weather is fine for him. Whenever I leave Smokey in there. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. You have a great night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, so I got Charlie's food, and there's the cutest little pit bull in there. Well, he wasn't really very little, but he was well behaved. But his owner seemed really stressed out, so she wasn't, in my opinion, very kind to him. I mean, she wasn't abusive, but she wasn't like telling him good boy and stuff, you know. Like, they really need words of affirmation. That's how you get through to pit bulls to behave. Because they're a powerful dog. I mean, this dog, if he wanted to take off and run, he would have dragged her. She's a petite little grandma. But anyways, then I went to Sprouts and got my, I needed hot Italian sausage, and I guess I didn't realize that that would mean it would be pork. I don't eat pork like that usually. I will eat on occasion bacon, and I will eat on occasion sausage, and I will eat on occasion like a sausage patty, but I really try not to eat it if it's like mass produced, because I don't know. It's kind of my whole thing about hot dogs too. I try not to eat those, but I do eat QT hot dogs because they're all beef hot dogs. So I don't know. We could like pick apart all of that stuff, but I went ahead and got the sausage because I don't feel like going all the way up to Fry's, which is around the corner, but then I have to park and get out and blah. And they didn't have it when I tried to order it anyways, so I don't want to risk whether they got it or not. I think I just grabbed the pork sausage. It looks really good. And then on the packaging, it actually says that it was processed minimally and it doesn't have extra hormones and stuff like that in it. So I'm hoping that it's a better pork. I just feel like pork in general is a dirty meat. I guess that's it. A pig will literally eat each other. They don't care. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, but I went ahead and got it. It was $6.50 for 1 pound. And I swear they used to have, at Sprouts at least, they used to have like chicken, sausage, and like ground chicken, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I'm thinking now that maybe I should have looked at how do you make, like what makes it sausage? Is it the pork or is it the ground up stuff and then you add seasoning to it? Because that could be an option for us. Even though I went ahead and got the pork sausage, it is what it is, and I'll make up the recipe because I have to have ground beef and pork sausage mixed together, or like a sausage mixed together. And I think that's so that it gives the meatballs a kick and flavor, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. And sometimes I make these recipes and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And it's not great. It's the opposite of great. Or I don't have that one key ingredient. But I have been really good at making sure that I do have, you know, like especially the seasonings. Like I make sure I have, cumin was a big one that I didn't have for a long time. There's another thing called, I want to say it's called coriander. Parsley is in like a million recipes, and I don't really understand why, because when you don't have parsley and you don't put it in there, then I don't see there's a big difference, but maybe there is. I almost feel like it's just kind of like a fun little garnish. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go in, and I think it's almost time for my next exchange, and I'll load these videos up and we'll see what happens. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Show you guys this. Oops, sorry. That's, see all that bubbly stuff? Fibrin. Yes, that is a ton. It's like a jellyfish in there. I picked up the bag. This is my first drain, and I was like, what is that? And I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't like collected here. It was like all throughout here. So I'm like, that's a lot. I'm gonna have to do some heparin. Either that or yesterday's heparin got rid of that stuff, but dang, that's just a lot. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.